speaker of this session. And this is about spiritual prepared for Hajj in the context of guidance and training activities before Hajj. The speaker is Professor Dr. Mehmet Emin. He's also from education background. He's going to speak from the perspective of an educationist. I give the floor to you, sir.
The floor is yours. Thank you very much, distinguished chairperson. I would like to thank you and all the other panelists who are going to give us a presentation. My greetings to all of you. As mentioned by the chairperson, my topic is the spiritual preparation for Hajj in the context of guidance and educational activities prior to Hajj. So I'm going to talk to you about the information that we will provide to the prospective Hajj pilgrims, and I would like to emphasize on the importance of the spiritual preparation. In the previous speech, you learned about the guidance activities in Turkey, and you also learned about such activities conducted in Mecca and Medina and after the return of the pilgrims. In this regard, I am going to talk about the spiritual preparation that the prospective pilgrims can make when they are still in Turkey. So, educating people, training them, means that you have to first of all give them some preliminary information, and of course they have to be ready to absorb this information. And there are two related concepts related to education. The first one is motivation, the second one is preparedness. In my opinion, the guidance and educational activities by the Presidency of Religious Affairs aim to achieve certain things, and these achievements are of course related to these two concepts. In addition to transportation, accommodation, and safe travel, of course the pilgrims should come back to Turkey with great learnings and achievements. For this to happen, maybe what is more important than healthcare services or travel and accommodation services is the spiritual preparation for the prospective pilgrims, and they should take a step on the Holy Lands with such a spiritual preparation. This spiritual preparation before they go to the sacred land is so important that coming back from Hajj with great learnings and very great lessons is only possible with a good spiritual preparation. As mentioned by the previous speaker and as mentioned by the chairperson of this session, verse of Baqarah 197 says the following: you should, of course, equip yourself with the necessary lessons, but the most important lessons, or you should eat properly, but the most important food that you can take in is taqwa. So actually the word food here is given another meaning. The best food, the most gracious food is taqwa, according to that verse. Taqwa is the awareness of being created by the God, or it can be interpreted as being mindful of the existence of the God. So if you have this mindfulness, if you have this taqwa consciousness before you go to pilgrim, then you would get the utmost benefit out of Hajj. Without this, you cannot achieve this such an outcome out of Hajj. This is very important. Spiritual preparation is so important, or is so significant, that nowadays a believer, when they get the chance to perform Hajj, we all know that it is very difficult to get this chance of performing Hajj, so we should use this chance in the best manner possible. We should remember this in the best manner possible. Otherwise, if we waste this chance, if we miss this chance, then it would be really a really bad experience. And missing this chance, or using this chance not in the best manner possible, is very much related to not making the necessary preparations before you go. In this respect, going to Hajj with a spiritual preparation or without it is about wasting this opportunity or using this opportunity in the full extent possible. That's why spiritual preparation is very important. So in this respect, when we are still in Turkey, what should we do? Or when we are in Mecca, what should we do? These are all related topics to spiritual preparation. I am going to focus my attention on two main topics when I try to explain you the spiritual preparation. I'm going to talk to you about what needs to be done by a prospective pilgrim, and I'm going to talk to you about what needs to be done by the Presidency of Religious Affairs. So, spiritual preparation and what needs to be done by a prospective pilgrim. What kind of tasks should a prospective pilgrim fulfill? First of all, they need to be aware of this travel. They need to be motivated. Their preparedness level should be sufficient. We can say that centuries ago, Abraham, when he invited people to Hajj upon an instruction of Allah, so after that time until now, billions of Muslims have actually responded to this invitation, and some of them have been blessed with this opportunity to go to Hajj. So your name being appear your name appearing in the list of this prospective pilgrims is really a blessing, and our prospective pilgrims should understand this. During the Ottoman era, if you wanted to go to Hajj, if you had this intention, then you would go to a tekka or dergah, and you would be trained by people there. You would be trained, and your motivation would be increase thanks to that training. So we see such anecdotes in the books. They first of all say, first Tekka, then Mecca. It means that before you go to Mecca, you should know what is expecting you in Arafat, in Mecca. That's why you should be motivated, and that's why you should be trained to increase your preparedness level. In this respect, preparedness level is also mentioned in Taha verse. Prophet Moses is told by the God that he is going to be blessed with some blessings as well. And before Prophet Muhammad was given the task of prophecy, he underwent a tefekkür process. So in this respect, for a prospective pilgrim to get this sense of Mecca, to get the full sense of Hajj, to get the full sense of the doomsday when that prospective pilgrim is in Arafat, or all of such things, are very much related to this preparedness level. What you should learn from tawaf, etc. They are all related to this preparedness level, and that prospective pilgrim in this respect should be told all of such things in advance for you, for the God to hear your prayers. We should also, of course, tell the prospective pilgrim that what they eat or what they consume should be halal. In this respect, actually, for a prayer of you to be heard by the Allah and to be, then of course you should be eating halal food for this. This is also what the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said. And we should also give information about the symbols when we are training prospective pilgrims so that they understand the meaning behind the symbols. Hajj is a kind of ibadat which consists of the highest number of symbols. Shair word is very much related and with Hajj in the guideline for Hajj, which is published by the Presidency of Religious Affairs. We can find a lot of reference to such symbols, so we should recommend the prospective pilgrims to read these guidelines, to read such works and books, so that they can be equipped as much as possible before they go. Otherwise, it would be only a physical exercise for them, not a spiritual one. So in this respect, this preparedness is very much related to getting familiar with the symbols. And we should tell the prospective pilgrims that when you shouldn't be just repeating what is told to you. You should actually contribute something from your inner self to those praise. In this regard, within the scope of the spiritual preparation for Hajj, before they go, we should tell the prospective pilgrims what kind of prayers they should recite. Sometimes they should, of course, understand or learn by heart all those prayers before they go. When it comes to those who are going to accompany you in this travel to Hajj, it is also very important as far as spiritual preparation is concerned. Actually, if you want to have the full benefit out of this Hajj, then two people maybe they will speak about their experience after they return, and this is also a great blessing of Hajj to have such a friend, such a person supporting you during this travel, and to talk about this travel with great pleasure after your return. This can be a friendship which can also better prepare you for the afterlife. In this respect, last but not least, I would like to also say that the prospective pilgrim should actually make peace with everyone that they are offended at. This is very important that no one should be offended to you before you when you go to Hajj, or you shouldn't be offended at anyone when you go to Hajj. So this is also significant. Maybe in this regard, our Mufti directors at the provincial level can tell people about such spiritual preparation. In addition, of course, all those services, we know that they are already provided by the Presidency of the Religious Affairs in a very regular manner, in a very orderly manner, in line with what one expects from a training. But I would like to also talk to you about some further recommendations, because my recommendations will be about the religious publications. The first one, we need new works about spiritual preparation for Hajj, because Hajj Ilmihal or Hajj guideline or Hajj prayer books mainly include fiqh information. They can be considered as Ilmihal. However, when it comes to spiritual preparation for Hajj, we should also focus on the wisdom behind the Hajj ibadat, and we should also focus on the philosophical or Sufi background of Hajj. Our prospective pilgrims should understand this message very well. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up in 1 minute. Thank you. That's why academicians who are involved in humanitarian sciences can focus their attention on the psychological and social dimensions of Hajj. Maybe they can write books about these topics, and these books can be converted in a format which is easy to read by the prospective pilgrims. And back in 2018, there were TV programs about preparation for Hajj, but we need a new concept which is solely focusing on spiritual preparation for Hajj, and we need TV programs specifically focusing on spiritual preparation. In these TV programs, maybe we can pay attention to information which is actually addressing our souls, our hearts. I think such information is very much important, because Hajj is something that you do with your heart. The love, the longing for Mecca and Medina should be kept alive and should be encouraged. Otherwise, the motivation that we want to achieve through trainings cannot be achieved. I'm going to finish my remarks after I say a couple of sentences. Both in the TV programs or in the works that we may publish in the future, the chapters, the titles should be selected with great care. Ihram is your Hajj cloth and Taqwa is your Hajj food. We can say use such mottos as well. We can use such phrases. Spiritual preparedness may enable you to come back from Hajj with great lessons. In addition, the existing books can be revised, and the presence of the religious affairs can create an information knowledge pool, and the anecdotes that are told by the religious personnel can be compiled in a books. We can also make use of music, because music also something which addresses the heart. Like we can compile ilahis for Hajj, and prospective pilgrims can listen to increase their motivation. So in this respect, I think the DG of religious publications can do a lot in this regard. I'm sure that our general director can take into account our recommendations. I wish you all the success. I wish you all the success in your endeavors. Thank you very much. I would like to also thank Mr. Mehmet Emin